left. Keep coming. You've got a long ways to go. Straight, a little left, a little more. All right, let me raise it a little bit. A little more. A little more. A little more. Right there. Right there. Perfect. Put a pin in that, Beatty. Oh wait, I gotta take the wheel off. So our adventure begins. Here's Isaac, hello. The goat with the truck. Good team. You got the truck. I got the trailer. Right now, I do not own a vehicle that can tow. So Isaac's the savior of the day. If you guys are watching this video right now, you already know what we got. If you're watching it, we did end up getting it. It's a Honda. It's an EP3.
I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, that's fair. Let's figure this out first. Where was I? EP3. So I wanted one of these for a while. As soon as I did the fit, I wanted an EP3. It's like Honda's last hatch they made for a while, but it's the forgotten hatch. It's the hatch that everyone does not like. There's a couple of good reasons for that. I think there's a couple of bad reasons for that, but either way, they're cool cars and they're usually pretty cheap. But then I ended up getting the Accord, which I think is a cooler car, and I'm glad we were doing that. But this is a nice little side project. Popped out on Facebook Marketplace. Guy wanted 1,500 bucks. Seems like it's in pretty good condition, but it's just been sitting for a while. And now the story is that he is the first and only owner. So that's awesome. Another one-owner Honda. And if you know anything about EP3s, they're usually owned by lots of people and just beat on and just totally not very good cars. I'll take a car that's sat outside for 4 years over a car that's gone through 4 different bad owners. Hopefully, at least. We'll see. Now, I know what you guys are gonna say, or at least some of you guys are gonna say, another Honda, and I do understand that. After doing 2 very long fabrication builds, the mid-engine Eclipse, which took over a year and then ended in fire, and then the drift truck, which took over a year and ended in stupid issues. I've been a bit burnt out on heavy fabrication builds, but we're gonna get back into that kind of stuff. This is just a nice little easy restoration build.
That's what they always wanted to.
What?
They've always said this before.
See, this is the thing about YouTube is the loud minority. A bunch of people say, oh, we don't want these fabrication builds, we want these quick and easy builds. Do the quick, easy builds, then everybody wants the fabrication builds. But listen, the numbers don't lie, the Honda builds do way better. So that's another reason. Yeah, I changed, bro. You just started working on Hondas, man. Well, it's because Hondas get the views. And at the end of the day, this is my job. But enough talking. We got a 2-hour drive. Let's check this thing out. Bro, how far are we?
I got you right here, man.
Oh, here we go. 39 minutes, all right. You know the first thing I'm gonna do to this Honda, once I get it running and driving? Put an 8-toe toe in it. We are about to make it to our destination up here in the mountains of North Carolina. Yeah, we literally are pulling up right now. Oh, okay. I mean, this all looks very clean. Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, coming to life there. Yeah, I mean, like, oh yeah, everything's working again. Do you mind if we try cranking it? So do you mind if we try cranking it? We just did, yeah. Is there anything on the thing yet? Yeah, if it fires up, I'm gonna shut it off right away, because I know. So is there any water in it, or is it just all?
I'm sure it drained all the way out.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess as long as you don't keep it on for long.
Right, exactly. I just kind of want to make sure it turns over.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's all I need to know. Sounds
about there, isn't it?
Sounds, yeah. For sitting for 5 years, it pretty much just fired up. Whew. How many spiders think live in this thing? We getting this thing. So I mean, here it is. It looks rough, but it fired up. It's a one owner car. Looking in the engine, looks super clean, totally stock. I mean, it's got the stock exhaust. I think this is a diamond in the rough. I mean, definitely rough. I think we made a good purchase. $1,000 bucks, $1,000 bucks. All right, here goes nothing. There we go. Straight? Oh, my bad. Maybe you want to turn it left a bit? All right, oops. Man, that little winch is a trooper. This trailer's sick. You know, I'm glad that those trailer mods were pretty dope. Fuck yeah, man. This thing's sick. It looks so good. Put an e-brake up and stuff. Cool. Power! She ain't mint, but she's a little better now. Yeah, see, look, it's a good car. Oh, hey, it's actually not even that bad. Oh, okay, maybe it is. So supposedly the brakes failed and that's why you hit a tree. So we're about to see how that works.
She lied.
Yeah, the foot brakes do not work. It's the
Yeah.
knee brake. I'm not looking where we're going on. Is it like
Yes,
sliding?
it's locking up.
Now, we're gonna try to get it running to drive it into the shop.
What the heck? Dude, what the heck? That's hilarious. Oh, it's smoking a little bit. Yo! Yo! Welcome home, baby. Welcome home, baby.
Alright, so throttle pedal stuck down. The brakes don't work, so I started rolling back into the fence. I was like, oh shit, oh shit. But we got it in. It runs fine, besides it idling really hard because of the throttle. So the EP3 is back in the shop looking how it looks. Maybe it's slightly better than the Forest, but not a whole lot better. This is the good angle. It looks relatively clean from this angle. First, let's talk about what's actually wrong with it, because I'm not sure if I've gone over that. So the previous owner decided to do a brake job. He replaced the calipers, didn't know how to bleed the brakes, took it on a test drive, he didn't have brakes, and he crashed it into a very small tree is what he said. Now, if you look at the bumper, not too bad of damage, but if you look at the core support underneath it, is pretty cooked. And that obviously pressed into the condenser and then into the radiator, puncturing both. So it doesn't have any coolant in it, and the AC doesn't work. But that's it, that's all that's wrong with it. The guy said he didn't know how to work on cars, so he never bothered to replace the radiator, and it just sat. And as you saw, I mean, when we got there, it fired right up, and it drove in just fine, but sure enough, it doesn't have brakes, and it kind of runs like crap, but it also doesn't have coolant. Now, we're not gonna fix any of that in this video, but we're not gonna end the video here either. I want to get this thing looking as good as I possibly can. So obviously the power washing helped a little bit, but it is still very stained and very dirty. So we're gonna properly wash it, clay bar it, polish it, wax it. And then of course, we gotta deal with this moldy, nasty interior. Another thing he had mentioned is that he had left the doors open for extended periods of time. So the interior is pretty musty, moldy, and bug infested. Now already it's actually better just from sitting inside a dry area for a night with a fan on it, but it needs some love. Genuinely afraid as to what lies under these seats. By far the dirtiest vehicle I've ever worked on. By far. But hey, still not rusty. 5 years of sitting outside in the south is nothing compared to 1 year of driving on the salty roads of the north. Much rather have it to do a deep clean than to cut half my chassis out. Ooh. Come on out. Oh, we're not. Oh yeah, okay. I'll save that. Oh, lovely. Disposable breath alcohol test. Yikes. Fucker.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
Oh, yeah, that didn't last. Oh my God. What is it? There's like 1,000 bugs under that thing. Oh God, do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
They're not cockroaches, I think they're like earwigs.
They're crawling away.
Are they ants? I can't tell what they are. Oh yeah, they're ants.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
did. A little bit.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
Well, we got the Civic outside. All the front end is disassembled because all of that stuff was junk, has to be replaced anyway, so there's no point in cleaning it. But now, we're gonna go and do a full detail. And by that, we're going to go ahead and wash it, actually scrub it down with some physical, you know, like soap, and try to get all the stains out. Gonna detail the engine bay. And then once it's clean, we'll bring it inside to do wax polish and all of that. One side at a time, I think. Oh yeah, it's working pretty good. To a certain extent, at least. Well, that was mostly a success. And I bet you on camera, you guys probably can't, I mean, you can definitely see a few things, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's certainly no longer an eyesore, just having all the ugly stuff up front removed and then the engine bay cleaned. I mean, it looks like a pretty nice looking engine bay, besides obviously the crunch. Now, the main problem is throughout the entire car, you have this stuff. Thick things of sap. Just little globs of sap throughout everything, really. You also have it on the glass. The glass, not too worried about. I can just use a razor blade, scrape it off. The paint, I am worried about, you know, peeling clear coat on the spoiler. Some spots didn't clean up super good, right, you know, here. This fender was especially bad. I did do a little test polish, and I think I can at least mostly save it. So that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go and start with a clay bar, and then I'm probably gonna go through all the glass with a razor blade, get all that junk off, and then we can try to polish it. As I said when we did the Accord, I'm not a detailer by any means, but I think I can make it decent. So the glass has been scraped, car has been clay barred. I also went through and scraped all the chunks of sap off with a plastic razor blade. That's another huge transformation. Just doing that made this car look way better because it doesn't look like the windows are dirty, even though they kind of are still, but we're gonna go and start polishing. I'm gonna start with the back because sun's coming down. I don't want it to work out in the sun. Let's give us a shot. So, you know, kind of like the Accord, I'm not even sure if you can tell, it gets it much better. All the dirt and stuff that's in the paint is gone, and the glossiness and the color comes back. But the deeper stains, this polishing compound just does not do a good job of getting that shit out. I know I should just get a different compound, but for now, I'm just gonna hit the car with this stuff that I have. Just at least make it all glossy in one color, you know? And I did the hatch. Hatch looks great, but yet again, like the glossiness is awesome. Getting that junk out is, above my pay grade. Well, the back turned out pretty decent. I'm now going to continue. Gonna do this roof, then I'm gonna do this side, and then the rest of the car. here's the scoop, guys. Entire car is now polished. Let's just put it this way. I'm not happy with it. I think this car is gonna need a paint job because there's a couple things. For one is like all the sap stains. I think a skilled detailer could probably get those out, but there's a lot of them. Secondly is this fender. You can tell it's a totally different color and it's very textured. I think this thing was probably either replaced or repaired and it was done poorly. It's not, I think it's a single stage. I think it's probably rattle canned. And then the other thing is there's a lot more dings on the car than I had first hoped. So my purchase is starting to seem a little less good considering these cars are not worth much anyway, but the thing is it was hard to see how good or not good this car was when I was looking at it because it was covered in moss. So I didn't really see all these little dings. I didn't see the miscolored fender, so it is what it is. This isn't necessarily a bad thing because we were going to have to get a new bumper, new hood, paint that. And so if we're already painting that, we might as well paint the entire car. We got a paint booth and we haven't used it yet. It'd be a good way to practice before we paint like the drift truck, which is something I care a little bit more about. So I think we're gonna be painting this thing. But before we do that, we have to get it running and driving. And so that's probably what we'll do in the next video. But I wanna talk about this a little more. This is what I would like to do with this car. Number one is get it running and driving, just stock. Secondly would be to paint it, but also install a Type R body kit. These cars I think look really awesome with that kit. So we'd install that and then paint it all together. And I think I would like to do a different color, or we could repaint it white. It'd be cleaner, probably more value if it was just white, but there's a certain Honda color that I've been really wanting to paint a car. This would be a perfect car. And then third would be to just do bolt-ons with the stock K-Series. Headers, intake, tune, and basic drivetrain upgrades, coilovers, wheels, that kind of stuff. Have fun with it like that. The other option would be to just fix it up and sell it, repair the body damage, get it running and driving, paint it white and sell it. And then the third option would be to do the Type R body kit, paint it in a cool color, make it look cool, and then do something like K24 swap with a supercharger. A little bit more aggressive of a build, a little bit crazier. I've always really wanted a supercharged K-Series, and I think this would be a cool car to do it in. So let me know your thoughts. Would you rather see this thing gone as soon as possible, basic build, or more in-depth build? That's all gonna be up to you. Now, I've got something else exciting to show you guys. That's a nice looking turbo right there. Pulsar, V-band in, V-band out. This is for the Accord. That might have been confusing. It's not for the EP3, this is for the Accord. Dual ball bearing, 660 horsepower turbo from Pulsar. Pretty legit. And in the next video, that's what we're gonna start working on. And of course, if you wanna see that video early, you can become a patron. Patrons get early access to videos, access to exclusive update posts almost every single day, and access to other things like free merchandise. I'm gonna start doing a little mini Q&A at the end of every single video with questions that my patrons ask. So instead of just a random clip during the Patreon outro, I'll answer some Patreon questions. And of course, if you wanna ask some questions, you can head over to Patreon. Since this video doesn't have a sponsor, I'm my own sponsor. Becoming a patron is a huge support to the channel. Without a doubt, I would not be where I am today without all of my patrons. And I'm very, very thankful for all of you guys. But yeah, I think that's it. EP3, questions. Matthew Elmore asks, K20 swap something? This would be a good opportunity for that, but I still think a K24 with a supercharger would be cooler. A little bit more low end torque. Ricardo R asks, performance goals for the EP3. I guess that depends on how this video goes. But like I said, K24 supercharged, that'd be really cool. If I had all the time and money in the world, definitely would be happening. And then J McSpin asks, yellow or nah? Guess we'll just have to see.